What's up, guys? This is EJ Holland with the Wolverine.com, and we are back with another Michigan recruiting report. Today, we're going to be breaking down 5 key recruits I saw on the road. Before we do that, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel for free, get notifications every time we drop new videos, and also subscribe to the Wolverine.com. We just dropped some flip intel over there. We have a ton on where the coaches are going this week during the bye. So take advantage today. Use that promo code UM1. That's $1 for 2 months over at the Wolverine.com. Plus, you get exclusive insider information on everything that has to do with the team, the transfer portal. Plus, you get to be part of a great message board community with thousands and thousands of users. All right, guys. So I was back on the road over the weekend and had a chance to see one of Michigan's highest rated commits. And we'll talk about the flip targets here in a bit. I know everybody's anxious for that, but we'll start off with a big time commit, and that is Rivals 300 wide receiver commit. Travis Johnson gave the Wolverines a verbal pledge on July 4. Michigan needs help in the wide receiver room as soon as possible. Travis can certainly provide that. He's ranked as the number 15 wide receiver, number 130 overall prospect in the country. And Travis had a monster game on Saturday against a really good Indian River team, actually a rivalry game, which was really cool to see. I mean, he went off, man. By halftime, he had more than 150 yards. He finished the game with 174 yards, 3 touchdowns. And he was just a playmaker, man. I think that we've talked a lot about Travis's strengths, which are he has the size, 6'3", 180. He's a supreme athlete, doubles as a great basketball player, excellent catch radius, uses his size to his advantage, can go up and get balls, win contested balls, but he can also be a big target over the middle. There's a lot to like about Travis's upside as well. He was a guy who was focused on basketball before really transitioning to football after taking a break from the sport. As a freshman, he started picking up some offers in his return. So there's a lot to like about Travis. But I think the thing that people have really questioned with Travis is speed. He doesn't have any verified times. But what was really encouraging to see is 2 of his 3 touchdowns were short passes that he turned into big gains. And he outran the entire defense. He showed that explosive ability, the ability to pick up yards after the catch. And so that was super, super encouraging. We already knew he, had reliable hands. He had the athletic upside. He had the size. But to see him just outrun the entire defense, turn a short pass into a big gain, that was something that I was really, really impressed with Travis. He is an early enrollee. He will be on campus in January. It would not be surprising to see him make an immediate impact. He's fully locked in with Michigan as well. Some others like Penn State have continued to call him, but he's solid. He already has a good relationship with Bryce Underwood. Chemistry shouldn't be a problem. And with him enrolling early, I think Travis will have a chance to come in and potentially start right away. He's that type of talent. He's also different from some of the other wide receivers that are basically all of the other wide receivers Michigan has in the room. So I think that the opportunity will certainly be there for Travis to start or make a significant contribution as a true freshman. All right, let's flip over to the defensive side of the ball. And we're actually going to go to the defensive line and talk about 2027 target Joseph Buchanan, top 300 prospect out of McDonough in Maryland. So it's not really early anymore to be talking about 2027. We're about to start transitioning into 2027, and Joseph Buchanan is definitely a name that you need to know. He recently named Michigan in his early top 10 list. He's planning to make a visit in the offseason. McDonough has a lot of Saturday games and kind of a different schedule, so has limited game day visits, but he does plan to make it in for the offseason, for an offseason visit. And like I said, already has Michigan in his top group. Big dude, 6'3", 250. I think that weight is probably incorrect. He looks like he's 270, 280 already. He projects as a 3 technique, seems like a perfect fit for what Michigan has recruited at that position. Really athletic, plays with power. Was really impressed with him as an interior pass rusher as well. And he's a teammate of linebacker flip target Nick Abrams. So that's definitely something to watch. But Joseph Buchanan, a name to know in 27. Let's go ahead and transition to Nick Abrams, Rivals 300 linebacker, also out of McDonough, currently committed to Georgia. So as I reported on Friday night after seeing Nick Abrams, he told me he is making a visit to Michigan on October 4th. That will be an unofficial visit. He already took an official visit in the summer. Big news to get Nick on campus. He's long been at the top of the linebacker board dating back to the spring. Brian Jean Mary has continued to stay in constant contact with him. If you remember in the summer, I said that Nick really fit Michigan, man. I mean, he's a kid who just seems like a culture fit. He is a high academic kid. He wants to go into business. He was really impressed with the Ross School of Business. His father is the CEO of a financial planning firm. So the family in general really values education in Michigan's business school. So I think that'll be a big selling factor. You compare Georgia and Oregon, which is also trying for a flip, compare those two schools to Michigan, and it's really no comparison on the academic side. Now, Michigan really likes Georgia's tradition of linebackers. He really likes the scheme. He has a good relationship with the coaching staff and some of the commits there. It's not like Michigan hasn't produced linebackers. They have, obviously, and I think you turn on film of Junior Colson and you say that could potentially be you. You have a similar type of style. If Brian Jean Mary can continue to build the relationship and the visit goes well, I think Michigan has a legitimate chance to flip Nick Abrams. On top of that, I think they wouldn't be bringing Nick Abrams in if they weren't serious about putting together a strong NIL package. I think Michigan hasn't been willing to invest in linebacker as much as maybe some other positions as far as high school recruiting goes. But again, if they're bringing Abrams in, I think they have a plan. So if they can get the NIL on the right path, then I could see Michigan flipping Nick. I mean, like I said, and it won't just be NIL. Like Brian Jean Mary will have to step up and really continue to build that relationship. It'll be up to Wink Martindale to really show him how he can be just as good, if not a better fit in the scheme. But where Michigan really has that advantage is the off the field life after football. And I really do think Abrams and his family value that. And that's why they are visiting Michigan and giving the Wolverines another chance. So he fits the Michigan mold. I think that Michigan, again, has a good chance here. So we'll see where things go after the visit. All right. So Nick wasn't the only flip target I saw during my time on the road last weekend. I also had a chance to see Notre Dame commit Kari Adams, one of my personal favorites this cycle. I've been a big Kari Adams for a long time. I think that Kari is a 5-star level prospect. I've said that since the spring, since I saw him the first time. He has the height, the length, the speed, ran a 10.70 100-meter time. Again, you look at the 6'1", 180 frame. He has that frame to add weight. He's a guy who plays with patience, great footwork, uses his length to his advantage, plays with elite technique. Just checks a lot of boxes, man. He looks like a 5-star. And along with the height and length, having that verified time, I think that those metrics are really good for projection for Kari Adams. He could be a guy that comes in and plays opposite of Shamari Earls, and that could be one hell of a 1-2 duo for Michigan at the cornerback position down the line. And much like Shamari Earls, the Wolverines will attempt for a late flip. Around this time last year, there wasn't a lot of buzz with Michigan flipping Shamari Earls away from Georgia, and then things progressed as we got into October. Right now, Michigan is continuing to stay in contact with Adams. There hasn't been a ton of buzz with Michigan being a legitimate threat to flip him away from Notre Dame. But I think as the cycle progresses, that could certainly change. He's always had a lot of respect for Lamar Morgan, who is known as a flip artist. He did it with Shamari. He did it with Jordan Young and Clemson. He did it with Jordan Deck and Baylor this cycle. So he's going to try his best to do it with Kari Adams. Michigan is willing to do whatever it takes to land an elite corner before the end of the cycle. Kari Adams is at the very top of the wish list, and he's worth it. Like I said, man, he's a 5-star level guy. You go all in on a guy like Kari Adams. It's rare to find that height, that length, that verified speed. So Michigan I wouldn't count them out, man. I think if any team can flip Michigan away from Notre Dame, if any team can flip Adams away from Notre Dame, it's certainly Michigan. And I think that, again, right now there isn't a ton to report on, and Kari himself said he hasn't set a visit and he is locked in with Michigan. Yeah, I think he made a social media post that he's still locked in, and that's true. I mean, he's really happy with his pledge to Notre Dame. I'm just saying that recruiting does not end in September. It ends in December, so there's still a long way to go. All right, so aside from Kari Adams, the last recruit I got to see on the road was 2027 defensive back Khaled Rainer out of the state of Virginia. And, Michigan has invested a lot of resources in the state of Virginia over the last couple of cycles, and they've had success, landing guys like Travis Johnson and Shamari Earls and Savion Hyder. And so Khaled Rainer is certainly one to watch. He's not as highly touted as some of those guys, 3-star prospect, number 464 in the country, but he picked up a Michigan offer super early. They really like him as a nickel prospect. He made his first visit in the offseason, had a chance to catch a spring practice. So I think, Michigan's in his top group. He's looking to come back in the fall. So I think Michigan has a really good shot to land Khaled. His father, Wally, was a former linebacker for the Detroit Lions, so has a little bit of a local tie there. So he's certainly one to know in the 2027 class too. Michigan trending in a positive direction with him and Joseph Buchanan, who we talked about earlier. So that does it for 5 key recruits I saw on the road. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, get notifications every time we drop new videos. And as always, subscribe to the Wolverine.com today. Use the promo code UM1. That's $1 for 2 months over at the Wolverine.com. And we'll be back with another Michigan recruiting report soon.